What's up, guys? So, welcome to A Day in the Life. At the time of recording this, we are 15 weeks out from the Canadian National Pro Qualifier. I'd done the show last year. We came in first in our category. We obviously did not win the pro card. So, the whole goal is to do the show again this year, come in with a significantly better package. We worked a lot on the weak points. We brought up the back, brought up the arms, brought up the shoulders, pretty much brought everything up. So we're gonna try some, different peak week things, see if we can bring overall a leaner, tighter, and more full package than we did last year. So with that being said, I wanted to start creating these videos, kind of like vlog style, give you guys an update on essentially a day in my life, once a week up until show week. And this is going to be quite an interesting prep for me because I'm going through a lot of different life changes at the moment. Again, at the time of recording this, I'm about maybe a month and a half away from moving to Mexico. So for those of you who are new to my channel, or those of you who don't follow me or know me, currently living in Montreal, Canada, and we are making the jump to Mexico. So moving in with my fiance, soon to be wife, and we will, our goal is to find a way to get into the States. So that's pretty much what's been going on during this prep. It's navigating the business, navigating the clients, navigating the prep clients, as well as going through a move. But it was two moves because I just recently moved out of my condo to where I'm at now, my temporary space, and then we'll be moving again to Mexico mid to end of August. So that's essentially what's been going on. Now, I just want to give you guys a rundown of pretty much where we're at with everything in prep. So at this point, at 15 weeks out, we are on 40 minutes of fasted cardio. We are currently on two different nutrition plans. So we got the training day plan, which is around 3,000 calories, 302 grams of protein, 370 grams of carbs, 24 grams of fats, and the rest day program, around 2550 calories, 338 protein, 180 carbs, and 45.6 grams of fat. Training split has remained the same from the last time I made this video, so we are on alternating back and legs. The chest, arms, shoulders are pretty much where they need to be. We just severely needed to bring up the quads, and we needed to bring up the back. And the back was the weakest body part, and I think we made some leaps and bounds compared to where we were last year. However, for a national level package, we know we can do better. So we made that gigantic focus of the whole off season last year going into prep this year. And hopefully those results will show on stage. So with that being said, I'm going to hit the gym right now. We got a push day. So the reason why I'm doing a push, even though it's not on my plan, is to just give my body a bit of a break this week. So because I've been following the same kind of structured plan for quite a while now, it does happen where maybe once a month I'm a little beat up, I'm a little exhausted. So we're gonna do a push day, and I'm gonna record the exercises, show you guys the top sets, and do a little walkthrough. We're here at the gym, and usually for any kind of chest work, I do try to stick to everything that is more inclined. We did 5 sets in total, so we did 2 warm-up sets, and we did a total of 3 working sets. With this being the top set, we're going for about 2.5 plates there, and we did a drop set at the end just because we only got a few handful of reps, and we are trying to keep the rep range relatively within the range of 8 to 12 reps. However, we do try to still push some heavy weights on some exercises just to keep the strength up as much as we can, as my strength tends to diminish very quickly in prep. So just a few reps of heavy weight just to, keep it there. The next exercise we did was a flat dumbbell press. Now at this point I was already pretty gassed from the first exercise, so I tend to burn out pretty fast. Here we did 4 sets. So first set, warming up, I think we warmed up with like 80s or 85s. And then we did 1 working set with 100. And then we did 2 sets with, I believe it's the 105s I got right here. Hit these for, I think, 2 sets of what was like 8 reps or something around there. 8 reps on the first set, and I think the second set I only cranked out 6 of them. Yeah, strength was kind of depleted by this point. The next exercise we did was a chest flies on the machine. So 3 sets here. Still tried to keep it within the range of, I believe, 12 to 15 again. Didn't go too heavy on this one. I did try to keep it very moderate, really focused on the stretch of the movement. Not much more to say about that. Whenever I do train chest, I always try to have some sort of fly-like movement in there. The next exercise we did, so I did want to do a military press, but all the Smith machines were taken at this point. So they kind of have this very bizarre looking shoulder press machine where you're pretty much on a 45-degree angle. Did one warm-up set with a plate and then went directly to 3 working sets of 2 plates. This machine is extremely humbling. Of course, I recorded the last set, so obviously hit more reps on the first 2 sets than I did on the last one. Even though it's only 2 plates per side, I promise you this machine is hard as fuck. So about that week. Then the next exercise, we did a lateral machine. Again, did this one for about, I think we did 4 sets of this one. Really tried to take the reps decently slow on this one. Or at least they felt slow when I was doing it, not so much when I look back at the footage. And we did superset this one with a dumbbell front raise. So here we tried to keep these ones between 10 to 12 reps as well. And lastly, just end with a little round of posing. I unfortunately ran out of time, so I didn't have time to hit triceps. I would normally do 1 to 2 exercises of triceps in there. So from there, just went to go do a few little poses just to check the pump. And as you guys can see, chest and shoulder pump was definitely acquired. So successful push day. Numbers are starting to go down a little bit, which is very normal for me in prep. My strength is usually the first thing to go. It's unfortunate, but it is what it is. So I just work with what I got. We had our check-in with coach. Pretty happy with the progress. We didn't drop as much as we had liked, but it is what it is. Followed the plan to a T. Nothing was missed, nothing was skipped. Unfortunately, my body is just, not super responsive when it comes to burning fat. So instead of manipulating any of the food, the cardio at this point to, put myself in a bigger state of exhaustion, we just adjusted some of the fat burners. So we included some clenbuterol and we included some T3, and we will be starting retatrutide. So those are pretty much the new introductions to cycle at this point to help us get to that next stage of being extremely lean. The L-carnitine works fantastically. So for those of you guys who are interested in trying it, you can always check out Injectify.is. Use code JESS10 to save yourself 10% off. It's phenomenal pre-cardio or pre-workout. It will give you an abundance of endurance. It's probably one of the safest things that you can take in terms of burning fat, and with close to no side effects. So it's a great addition to add whenever you're trying to cut weight, whether it's to lean out for summer or to lean out for contest prep. One of the greatest products that you can use for fat loss. And then retatrutide. So it's going to be my first time using retatrutide. I've seen nothing but good things about it. So myself and I think 2 of my athletes are going to be, running retatrutide. We're going to start extremely low at 1 milligram a week, and we're going to see how this goes after 4 weeks at this dose. See if we, notice any noticeable differences. If not, then we'll probably discontinue it and find an alternative instead of continuing to ramp the doses up. So that's pretty much where we're at with everything. Do have a lot of work to do here. I'm still in the process of unpacking and shipping stuff off to Mexico for when I decide to move, and taking care of clients and everything. So I just wanted to give you guys a quick update of where we're at. You saw the physique, saw the posing, kind of gave you a little rundown on where we're at. So keep these videos coming, give you guys an update on what happens week to week throughout the rest of the prep. So thank you guys so much. If you guys have any questions regarding prep, drop them in the comment section below.